Well, we have some teething troubles with the new setup. Both configurations are acting up. So the house configuration overnight was saying, give me all my power from the alternate source rather than using local battery, and we'll charge up the battery, which it shouldn't be doing. And over at the shed here, he was saying, I want to run the generator. Doesn't matter that I've got more than 60% charge in the batteries, I want to run the generator anyway and charge up the batteries. So this morning I think we had 80% charge in the shed and 93% charge in the household batteries before we started getting solar input, and that's just wrong. Consequently, we have pretty much empty on the fill gauge. So I'm hoping it didn't actually just stop because it ran out. But in the meantime, I sent off some messages at about 2 AM and 3 AM and about 3:45 or 3:50 saying, this isn't right, we need to get this sorted out. So this morning Asep's told me he's disabled the generator in the shed configuration, and I said, well, I don't trust the configuration anymore, so I've actually turned it off at the front panel here and said I will turn it back on when I'm assured that things are working properly, because this ran for quite some time last night and it's not silent. So I've asked Jubaedah to apologise to Dadang and City and Salsa for me, because they shouldn't have been disturbed by this. She tells me that country folk are heavy sleepers, but I'm further away and I could hear it running. So we're not out of the woods with this yet. This illustrates the problem. Where you see red bars, that says I'm using my alternate power source instead of battery. And the blue line is the state of charge of the battery. So the one on the left is the house system. So since midnight, it said I'm only at about 60 something percent battery level. I better use my alternate source. So it was pulling 5 kilowatts a lot of the time from the shed. And the shed said, oh, look, I'm less than 70% charge. I'd better start the generator. No, don't start the generator until you're down to a much lower level than that. So there's either a configuration problem or a firmware problem, and Asep thinks it's a firmware issue, and he's logged a call with Selectronic over it. But the generator was running at 2 o'clock this morning, and then it was running again at 3 and ran for about 50 minutes. And so I don't know whether that fuel tank's empty or not. It could well be, which may make for trouble starting the engine next time after we've filled it with diesel. So yeah, not ideal, but teething troubles. Complex systems have complex problems. It's been a fairly slow week apart from Asep working on the configurations. I thought it was probably time I went down to the ice factory and had a look to see if we're close to getting these things installed, and I didn't have to, because I was in my lounge room and I saw all these doors and things go past on the cameras. So I came over and unlocked the shed for them to get the hammer drill and the bits. They'll also want spanners for the dynabolts. I better go and find those. Asep seems to have the house system behaving satisfactorily now. It only imports imports power when expected now. Does have a few little odd quirks, but nothing too major. He thinks he's got the shed system here sorted out. I don't know whether he had to do firmware updates or what, but he said he was going to watch it for a week, see how it went. In the meantime, I refueled the genset using my little fuel transfer pump I have here to pump it out of the containers. Just connected that up to the battery inside the genset, and away we went. After that, I thought I'd better do a test start, since I didn't know whether the thing had actually run out of fuel and stopped, or stopped before it ran out of fuel. Pressed the button and it started immediately, so that was all good. Yeah, so I left the genset enabled at the front panel, but Asep's got it disabled in the configuration until he's satisfied that the configuration's doing the right thing, which is good. So at the moment what I'm doing is power management by switching the house across to sort of the old switchboard, which can be switched between the public electric network, PLN, and my off-grid system. I put that in the PLN overnight because that's got a fairly consistent load of 2 kilowatts. So if I switch that away from off-grid overnight to PLN, that means I've definitely got enough power to get through the night for the rest of the house on the off-grid stuff. May have enough to get through even with the old switchboard that the house switched to the off-grid system, because now that we have this another 6 batteries here to provide backup support overnight, it may be enough to get through till the start of solar input the next day, but May is not good enough. I'm not prepared to risk it until we have the genset as backup in case we have a shortfall. But that's pretty much where we're at, apart from, you can see I've brought more stuff across from the lounge room and the storeroom at home and emptied a lot of stuff out of the lounge room. It's almost civilised now.
Always seems to be noisy in Bakung.
Well, that was eventful. I was over there watching the guys do the installation of the cage around the genset, and every so often I'd see there was some tool I had which would be useful to them, so I'd go off and get it. And I did that several times, and I thought, okay, well, I'll move out of the way now. And got my feet tangled up as I was stepping down from the upper level to the path at the back, and pretty much face planted on the path. Landed on top of my camera, dropped my phone. Oh no, shit. Meanwhile the guys are scurrying to try and pick me up off the ground. Miraculously the camera appears to be unscathed, my phone is unscathed, and I'm a bit banged up on the right leg. That's like hell at the moment. So Jubaedah says, don't go back there and help them. Yeah, okay, I might hold off on that for a while. So I will sit here and prepare a video, but I don't know if I'm going to be uploading today because the internet's been out since before midnight. Nope, that's might have been Jubaedah going off to talk to the men to say chase him away. Yeah, interesting times. But yeah, so I'll edit this down and do an upload, and well, prepare an upload and hope that the internet comes back sometime today. I think it must have been a fairly major outage because both my fibre internet via Cybertech was out, and my phone mobile data via Telecomcell, that was also out. Telecomcell's back, but Cybertech hasn't come back yet. Could be a long day without internet to play with.